Hello and welcome to my online course on the 4 ingredients of retrieval with me, Craig Barton. Now, just like all my online courses, the theory behind this is based upon the things that I've learned from speaking to people who know far more about this stuff than me on my Mr. Barton Maths podcast. It's also based on the research that I read in the writing of my 2 books, How I Wish I Taught Maths and Reflect, Expect, Check, Explain. But far more importantly than all that, it's based on the experiences that I've gained travelling to schools both in the UK and overseas, working with some amazing teachers and incredible students and learning what it is that works for them. Now, the 4 ingredients of retrieval sit at the very end here of my model of a learning episode. In other words, the way I sequence the teaching, the activities, it's my model for planning mathematics. Now here's the thing, and I'm going to be talking a lot more about this in this course. Too much emphasis on my teaching in probably the first 13 years of my career went on all these stages. I dedicate all my time, all my planning into helping my students understand something. In other words, helping them get knowledge in. What I failed to realise until far too late was that if I didn't also dedicate time and thought to helping my students get that knowledge out, we were kind of wasting our time a little bit. And for many years, my teaching was in this perpetual cycle of L would go really, really well in the lesson. Students would seem to really, really understand something. But then whenever it came up again a couple of months later, it had gone. So I had to reteach it again and again and again. And it was so frustrating, both for me as a teacher, but also for my students. So we are going to cover loads in this course. This is by far the most in-depth of all my online courses because it's such a big topic. And right at the heart of it is this central question. How do we help our students remember what they once knew? It's going to take a lot of time to try and solve this and a lot of videos. There's tons packed into this course. So let me give you a bit of a sense of what we'll be covering. How does memory work? That's something I was ignorant of for so many years. The difference between learning and performance and why that's so significant for us as teachers. Bjork's desirable difficulties and their practical implications for the classroom. What are some of the extra things that we need to consider about our retrieval opportunities? We're going to look at things like scheduling, difficulty, and also student effort. And then we go through the 4 ingredients. Number 1 on my list, starters. What are some of the things we need to consider there to make the start of our lesson as effective as possible in terms of a retrieval opportunity? What about homeworks? What are some of the tweaks we can make there to make them more effective? And then we do the biggie. This is probably the single biggest thing that has a positive impact on the schools that I'm lucky enough to work with. Low stakes quizzes. We go deep in terms of what they look like, how to introduce them, what can go wrong, what are some of the considerations. Because I believe if you get that ingredient right, a lot of the retrieval issues and students forgetting things are taken care of. And then we have future learning episodes, weaving in. How do we weave in seamlessly things that students have studied in the past into the current topical concept that they're covering? And then finally, as a little bonus, my own kind of little pet project here, something I'm very passionate about, is using software, free software, to improve retrieval, to help me stop forgetting things, and hopefully perhaps it's something that our students could use. So there is tons in this course. If you join it, if you choose to take this course, I really hope you enjoy it. I hope it gives you a lot to think about, and I hope, fingers crossed, it helps your students remember those things that they once knew.